They are lying to us about what is happening. But here's the great news. This isn't 1929. Hear ye, the banks are collapsing. And you have to hear it through the telephone game by the 100th person. It's so exaggerated that you make decisions that are not in the best interest of your family. Now, what I'm about to share with you is my own research. I'm going to peel back the curtain with authenticity on exactly what I'm doing so you can come back and measure how I did. I've been doing this since 2020, telling you exactly my ecosystem, and I'm going to get even more detailed because I think authenticity is truly the new currency. I'm not afraid to put my neck on the line and share with you exactly what I'm doing because I understand based on facts, figures, numbers, logic, studying historical patterns, and doing the best I can to pick the assets that I believe will secure my family because that's my job. And that's your job as a man or head of household to get your shit together. So I'm about to share is not financial advice, my own research, my own decisions, and empowering you to do the same. As it says here, it's simple. The US government cannot pay these debts back, and it will continue to print money into oblivion, which does one thing and only one thing. This is not hype or conspiracy. This is how math works. It devalues your currency. So your job is to work to understand and own assets that protect your hard-earned money. America, very simply, is at 120% debt to income ratio. We have more debt than we have income. We're 38 trillion in debt. The GDP, gross domestic product, that means all the products and services in America, we sold everything, we can't pay off our debt. So we're buried in debt. Trump's going to be making an announcement of a new Fed chair soon. Wants to bring rates as close to zero as possible. And they're going to print more money than you've ever seen in history. It only does one thing. It devalues your currency. So the thing that most people don't understand is that we're in a debt-based system. Every dollar you work for is someone else's debt. So why do the wealthy people, when they lower interest rates, buy so much real estate, Bitcoin, silver, gold, fixed supply assets? The game has always been the same, guys. They go running off into protection as you go run off because interest rates are low and buy a new big Ford Raptor and a bigger house and a bigger TV. You use debt and the public uses debt to become poor. They take the low interest rates and the debt to buy hard assets that survive the next cycle of inflation. Because guess what, guys? The system has never changed. God created a mathematical system that has waves of energy and cycles. The tide goes in, the tide goes out, markets go up, markets go down. There's been 200 years of the markets and there's been 32 major market collapses. And guess what? It's always going to do that. So your job is not try to get rich quick and keep chasing these price prediction. Your job is to figure out what the hell is going to survive this transition. And that's what I did. And it freed my family financially from 2020 to 2025. Became financially free with passive income. And what I would say is rich, not wealthy. I'm very transparent. From losing everything, broke on my parents' couch, a $30,000 crypto portfolio. And the reason why I ended up on my parents' couch is they shut down my business in the pandemic. It pissed me off. I was like, well, I better figure this out or this is going to be a cycle that's going to repeat itself. I'm going to be a grown-ass man back on my parents' couch again if I don't get my shit together. I believe that's going to happen to a lot of people over the next 5 years. So I learned how the wealthy actually operate. And the embarrassing thing is I came from banking. They operate in systems that protect their assets when we go through massive economic cycles. Because JP Morgan taught you. He said this, not me. Billionaires use astrology. Millionaires use charts. So I went from completely broke to passive income, 24 hours a day, to a multi-millionaire. Just more than 1 million. I tell people 1 million will wreck you. 5 million, 10 million will free you. Once you get to 10 million, that's when the real wealth paradigm starts. But here's the thing. If I can do it, you can do it. Here's how I did it. As I looked in the landscape, this is not financial advice, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I said, this XRP thing fixes a massive problem for the world, liquidity. I understood liquidity. I stayed in my zone of genius. I came from banking. I understand XRP's utility. And I went all in on it. Then I started going all in on Bitcoin. I was like, I understand macro microeconomics. I understand inflation. And they inflated by 24%, devaluing your currency. And as your currency devalued, I moved mine into Bitcoin and XRP. So from 2020 to 2024, when Trump got elected, my XRP went up 800%, my Bitcoin went up 200% as you lost 24% purchasing power. So what I did was I moved my income, my currency that's devaluing, and I moved it into a fixed supply asset. You could do gold, you could do silver, you could do real estate. What's your zone of genius? I understand digital assets and I understand fixed supply assets. Those work for me. It's my zone of genius, intelligent investor. Stick to what you understand. So then I created a system called Capital DR. I focus on cash flow. Cash is trash. I move my cash flow into assets that have fixed supplies that are going to survive this monetary switch. When my assets have profits, I'm not an idiot. I don't watch it go up and go down because remember I taught you, God created this. You're not going to stop it. It's not different this time. It's not a major super cycle where it's going to go up like a rocket ship forever. Markets are designed to have winners and losers. There'll be booms, there'll be busts. So if it busts and you're in something that you love, then that's phenomenal. So if your XRP goes from 340 down to 190, you should be like, yes, I get to buy more of a great company or a great technology at a fair price. You don't panic. You don't run. You buy more. When it goes boom and it shoots up, you got to say, maybe I should get some off the table and build a system. Richest man in Babylon. So Capital DR, I create cash flow. I created last bull run. I created businesses that make money 24 hours a day. I have business in information, technology, attention, and financial services. I didn't buy Lambos, Ferraris, and big houses. My lifestyle only improves if my net worth improves. So my housing expenses are only 15% of my income. Now that was hard to get to. I stayed super disciplined. Everything else I invest. So I create more cash flow with my income. I put it into cash generating dividends. I have businesses that pay me cash flow. I have dividends that pay me cash flow. All that cash flow goes into assets. My top assets are, not financial advice, just being honest and open with you so you can come back and measure, save these. I'd love for you to come back. And I'm okay if I miss some. Hey, at least I'm being honest. But here will be my top by 2029. XRP number one will always be number one. Bitcoin will be number two, probably always number two. WL as in Larry, FI, shot up into number 3 spot. On the crypto side, it's Solana, XLM, HBAR, and VChain. That's my top. On my stock side, I'm not a big stock guy except for dividends, but I'm now starting to stack American Bitcoin, ABTC, and XXI, which is Jack Mallers and 21 Capital, Bitcoin Treasury, that is in the number 3 spot as Bitcoin Treasuries. I have the payment rails, XRP, the gold, Bitcoin. I have the new decentralized finance, WFI. I own the picks and shovels with American Bitcoin, Bitcoin mining, and a Bitcoin treasury. And XXI, who is connected to Cantor, who is the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, writing the new rules for the financial system. Now, to me, that feels good. So when I profit from those assets, I pull profits and I put it into cash value life insurance. Protection. Because remember I taught you? God created it. Markets always cycle. You come collapsing down because you never pulled profits. We've insured some of our wealth. And our principal is guaranteed. So as you shoot down 40%, we stop at our principal. And I have a family bank that I can use L, leverage. So when you're panicking and panic selling in the markets, I'm buying your fear by leveraging from my assets, my own family bank, at a low interest rate, no liquidation risk, comes off my death benefit, and I go buy the fear, richest man in Babylon. That's how winning is done. Capital DR is a strategy. It doesn't matter what asset you use, you can plug it into everything. I invented it. And then DR, de-risk. And in 2026, I'm going to be deep in the lab. I'm going to be building out a whole book explaining Capital DR, the new system that can beat any market. Now, what I mean by that is you can plug during any financial time anything into Capital DR. Your job is just to beat inflation. Your job is not to be on the right side of the coin when they collapse the markets. Your job is to be on the right side of the coin when they skyrocket the markets, because there's only a winner and loser. Tide goes in, the tide goes out. I hope that helps. Do your own research, get your shit together, physically, spiritually, and financially. And if you're head of household, lock in, man. Get out of other men's business. You should be too busy working on yours. I love you with all my heart. Warriors, rise! Get your shit together. Let's go.